Alright, sound quality isn't going to be that good for these, and also not too much flare. This is just going to go up in the Schoology. I kind of run out of time for today, so I'm going to race against the clock. It's kind of late on a Sunday. Alright, let's just get going. Let's see, we got some negative exponents here. This is it's got a lot to digest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the negative 2 to each one of these individually first. I'll write it down. Then I'm going to take the negative 3, put it to each of these, write it down, and then I will combine them all. Alright. So let's see. I've got 1/4 to the negative 2, and I've got to wrap this guy in parentheses. Then x will be raised to the negative 6th, and then y to the positive 4, because I am multiplying there. And then multiplied to this guy, this is going to be negative 4 to the negative 3rd, and then x to the positive 3, and then y to the negative 3rd. Alright, now that's a lot going on here. So I'm actually going to go up here and kind of streamline things, and then I'll put my answer down here in the corner. This is actually, if it's a negative exponent, that means that the 1 will get negative 2, and then this guy will get a negative 2. So a negative exponent means that it's in the wrong location. And by location, I mean the numerator or the denominator. Okay? So this means that 1/4 raised to the negative 2 means that he's actually 4 raised to the positive 2. So that is 16. So that's 16. This guy, the x is negative 6, y 4. This guy is going to be, that's going to be 1 over, that's going to be 1 over 64, and, I'm sorry, 64, because it's going to be negative as well, and 4 to the negative 3rd is actually 1 over 4 to the positive 3rd, so 4 to the negative 3rd is in the wrong location. He's got to go to the denominator, and then we got x to the 3rd, and then y to the negative 3rd. Okay, so now this guy's going to loop around here. Okay, now what is 6? Now I'm going to have a fraction bar here, because I definitely see I'm going to have some negative exponents. So 16 over 64, I believe 16 will be on the top, and 64 will be on the bottom, so that's 1/4, right? 2 to the 1/4, 4, yeah, 1/4. Okay, so 1/4. So these guys are now gone. Then I've got a negative 6 here and a positive 3 here, so if I added those together, I'd actually get x to the negative 3, which means that x will go into the denominator as positive. Okay? And here, this guy's going to, oh, don't forget the negative sign. That negative is still there. And then this is positive 4, that's negative 3. Add those together, and I get a positive 1, which means that the y is in the right location. He's up in the numerator. Okay, so this is actually your final answer. Now over here, man, there's all kinds of room for mistakes here. First of all, I've got a lot to distribute here, but then I do see the addition. Now the addition, you got to be careful, because I cannot add this one to this term unless they have the same variables raised to the same power. They have to be like terms. So let's see what we got here. We got 15. And then s is going to be added, those 4 and 5, to 9, and then t to the 4th minus, that'll be a plus now, 35 s to the 5th, t to the 3rd. Okay, so this guy went to here. So he became a positive 35 s to the 5th, but then the t is still there. This guy went to 4. I'm just double checking this stuff here. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to add this. Let's see if I can combine some stuff here. I've got an 8 and then s to the 9th. Okay, so there's an s to the 9th and t to the 4th. Okay, so it looks like these guys I can add, but this one I can't. He'll just kind of stick around. So adding these two together, I would get negative 7 s to the 9 t to the 4th plus 35 s to the 5th t to the 3rd. Alright, and that's my final answer. There's nowhere to go after that. Alright? Now, these guys right here, you're going to have to multiply these out. There's a shortcut to this, but we'll get to that actually later. This is, you got to just do 2r minus 5 times 2r minus 5 first. So I get 4r squared, and then I'm going to get a negative 10r, and then another negative 10r. So that's negative 20r, and then plus 25. Alright, now that takes care of two of them. Now I got to get the third one. So I have to do this, which I have to admit, it's kind of a pain in the neck. But normally, once I FOIL all these out, there's no like terms. Usually, well, you know what? Nope. We'll see. So, let's see, we get 8r to the third minus 40r to the second plus 50r. Okay, now that's just distributing the 2r to each of those. And now I'm going to go negative 20r squared plus 100r. They sure are going to be like terms. And then minus 125. Okay, so we got this one and this one, and then this one and this one. So we're going to add those together. So I get 8r to the third minus 60r to the second plus 150r, and then minus 125. So there it is. Beautiful. Let me just double check. Minus 8. Yep. Okay. So we are good. All right. Where are we at? 6 minutes. All right. Factoring. So first of all, always look for a GCF. And I see that's 64, and that is 121. So definitely not a GCF. I can't take a C or D out of both. So it's basically all I see is possibly the difference of two squares. Now the reason why I see that is because I see a 64 and a 121. And so, is this a difference of two squared? Do I have something squared minus something squared? Do I have that? Now, if I'm careful, oh, okay, I see an 8 and then a C squared. Okay? Then over here I see an 11. Now, I'm not bothering with the cubes. You know that there's a difference of cubes, but 4 to the third power is 64. So that 64 is a perfect cube, but 121 is not a perfect cube. So I would not be able to use that rule at all. So I'm kind of stuck with the difference of two squares, and if this doesn't work out, it doesn't. And this actually would be AD to the third power, because 3 times 2 would give us the 60. So, a little tricky, but this is the difference of two squares. And so what you got to do is just remember the formula for this guy. You take A minus B, and then A plus B. That does not look good here. Okay, so that's it. There's nowhere else to go. Alright. I'm going to stop right here. It looks like my screen's getting all messy here.